All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to MolarGold. Today, we are going to start with the gold analysis right from the higher time frames all the way to the lower time frames. And we're going to dive into it. We're going to break down each and every section and explain to you what happened and what is supposed to happen in the coming days. Every single forex trader needs to see this before they take a next trade on gold. By the way, my name is Dr. Mola, and I says let's dive in right now. So let's start with the Elliott wave analysis. So we are starting with the Elliott wave analysis. All right, and I'm going to start from the 4-hour time frame. I'm starting from the 4-hour time frame. I told you guys something last week. I showed you 3 different setups, right, which is actually happening in gold. And those setups are very interesting that everything we spoke about played out as expected. And because of that, we're still continuing with that same structures. Nothing happens. Okay. If today is your first time, please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And then share the links. All right. It's a very free thing to do. Once you keep sharing the links, it actually motivates us to do more. Okay. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. So let's get into it. Okay. Let's start right from here. So last time we did explain that price is doing this kind of move. We did with A, with B, and then with C right there. And if that is the case, this is with 1, and we are having with 2, and then we're going to continue with 1 and then with 2. This is our A, that is our B, and this is our C. And this started with a diagonal. It started with a diagonal. All right. So now that price have started this way, it means that we have 2 things to play out right now. 2 things. Okay. Yeah. Interestingly, price did not trigger the 50 and 61.8 level. Price did not trigger it. Okay. Okay, good. So we usually love price to trigger these levels. That is a 50 and 61.8. So because of that, it's likely, not certain, likely that we may have 1. So this is going to be with A, this is going to be with B, and this is going to be with C. Bigger degree like this. Oh, sorry, A, B, and C. Bigger degree like this. Then all of these just becomes the leading diagonal, right? All of that becomes the leading diagonal. And if that happens, we're going to change the count slightly. But I'm not expecting that. I'm actually not expecting that. Okay? I'm actually not expecting that. But this is what I'm actually expecting, this one. So now we have made the move, which is with A, with B, and then with C, and then we are done. This started with an impulse with 1, and then we are having with 2, just like this. I'm going to switch into candles so that you can all see what is really happening. Okay. So that's basically it. That's basically it. All right. Now let's go into the 15 minutes. Now that we have the idea that this is an ABC correction and price have broken out of the triangle already and we are moving out, it's quite interesting that we go into the 15 minutes. Now let's get into the 15 minutes. This the 15-minute chart. And last week we had this beautiful 5-wave move. This is a beautiful 5-wave move. So with 1, with 2, with 3, with 4, and then with 5. We have ended. And then they gave us an ABC correction, which I drew this ABC correction way before it actually happened. If you are in the MolarGold channel, you will see that. All right. So what is actually happening in here? What is actually happening in here? What is happening? This actually the next move. Guys, 1 second. All right. So yeah, now what are we expecting? What are we expecting? We are expecting something interesting like this to happen. Okay. So first of all, let's do this. Before we get into the SMC, or yeah, we need to check this out first. Now we have the ABC correction, that is with A, with B, and then with C, just like this. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. With 3 is mostly accompanied by a gap, and we can see the gap too as well. So it means that everything is actually the way they are supposed to be, right? So that's basically it. That's basically it. Now, what are we expecting? What are we expecting? Because this, like I said, this is a 5-way. With 3 is always accompanied by a gap. So this tells us that with 3 is actually in play, right? Because it's always accompanied by a gap. All right. So now with 1, with 2, with 3, with 4, and then with 5, we are done with this cycle. We are done with this cycle. What is left? What is left? All right. So what is left is that right now. I was actually, so we should have the with 3 kicking in from here. With 3. So this will become a higher degree with 1, and this will be a higher degree with 2. Then we kick in. We start moving aggressively to the upside. Right? Good. But we don't have any structure. We don't have anything to trade right now. We do not have it. And that will take us into the Elliott, the SMC aspect. Okay? Like I said earlier on, 2 patterns are in play. We always need to understand what is actually happening. That is all we always want to do. We always want to understand all the varieties or all the variations of the patterns which is actually playing out. Like I said, this is the leading diagonal. All right. So we have an ABC correction, A, B, and C. Let me change the color to blue. Okay, so this is with A, that is with B, and this is with C. This is actually what I'm seeing it playing out now. If today is your first time, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell notification so anytime I come live, you will be notified immediately. All right, good. So basically, this is what is happening. For me, I want this, or I'm seeing this happening right now. This is what I'm seeing it happening. But like I said, every single time you need to check all the variations of the structure. Because of this move, just this move alone. All right, just this move. This also means that we can have a move from here, and then we have a move from there. So we have a move from here, we have a move from there, and then we go down like this. All right, in blue degree. There's something like this. Because we did not get into the 50 and 61.8 Fibonacci areas. So it looks like price is not fully balanced, right? So because of that, we can have that in mind, okay? And if that happens before price will then start going to the upside. this is a possibility that can happen. It is a possibility just because of this small move in here, right? So it is a possibility that can happen. However, that is not what I am looking at. I have actually looked at the chart and I am seeing this one playing out. This is what I'm seeing playing out. This structure is what I'm seeing it playing out. All right, we have with one, we have with one, we have with two, we have with three, we have with four, and then we have with five. Then we have the ABC correction, A, B, and C. Okay, C always ends with a 5. All right, yeah, let me change this one to blue so that you can see that. C always ends with a 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. C has ended. Let's change that to probably black so that you can see the differences in degrees of wave. So this actually should start taking off. And that will be wave 3. And wave 3 is very, very strong, very, very powerful. These are the two structures in play. If that is the case, then how are we going to attack the market? How are we going to trade the market? Doc, we can't hear you. Guys, if you can hear me, type 111. If you can see my screen, type 222. If you can hear me, type 111. If you can see my screen, type 222. If you can hear me, type 111. If you can see my screen, type 222. All right. It means that you are having a challenge and you need to log out and come in again. All right. Yeah, I think everybody can hear me. All right, so you need to log out and log in again. Okay, perfect. Let's get it rolling. Let's get it rolling. Let's get it rolling. Okay, this is basically it. So this is what is happening. This is what is happening. This is what is happening. Right? Let's get into the SMC aspect, and then we are going to understand what is really happening in here. Okay, so with SMC, I should have started. Let me start from 1 hour, right? So last week, I told you guys something, and that is very, very interesting. I told you guys right from here, we should have a move from here, and it actually happened. And that trade actually happened in 15 minutes, right at the very bottom of the structure, right from here. Okay, somewhere here. So this is where we actually got the trade. And this trade was crazy. The RR was very, very crazy. Very, very crazy. It was something like this. Yeah. So the RR was very, very crazy. Very, very. All right. Something like this. Okay. Yeah. So I think it triggered TP2. It triggered TP2. If not, TP1. Let me do that. Oh, last week I didn't do a breakdown on how we catch those kind of big move. Okay, I'll do the breakdown this week. I'll do 2 breakdowns. All right, and I'm going to explain all the concepts. Okay, so price went all the way to so let's put in. So you see TP1 already hit, TP2 already hit, TP3 already hit, and I think that's TP3. Yeah, so that means that it actually went exactly as planned. Okay, perfect. Now let's get into it. Let's get into it. Please, if today is your first time, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you can't hear me, just log out and log in again. Okay, you would definitely hear me. All right, let's get it rolling. Let's get it rolling. Let's get it rolling. Okay, now we are getting into the SMC. Currently in SMC, this looks like price is shifting. Price has not shifted. Nothing has actually happened. Right? Price have not shifted. Why? Because our stop loss, if we take this trade on EPOI right here, our stop loss has not been triggered yet, even though we did not take the trade, because it was Sunday. I was very, very tired and I've not been on the chart actually. Yeah, so that's basically it. If we should take this trade, our stop loss will be right below here, this candle, right below this candle, this very one. it should be below this candle, this one. This candle, right? Those who knows what I'm talking about. We'll call this candle 2. And I said in recent times we are even going to add candle 3. So this one. So either this candle or that candle. Candle 1 is the most is the one that gives you a higher RR. Candle 2 is the most reliable. Candle 3 is excellent. Okay. Yeah. So if you understand this stuff, it means that it's very simple. It means that stop loss is not triggered if you are taking from EPOI. Okay, stop loss is not triggered. But we don't do that because this trade, the stop loss is too big. Too big. So we need to what's the name? Reduce the size of the stop loss, and that is what is going to happen. Okay, this currently is the inducement. This side, this thing, this candle is currently in the inducement, right? So if this is the inducement, this is the inducement candle, then it means that once we take this inducement, we confirm this swing low. We already have the POI, so then price goes up, and then we will start planning for the buy. Okay, we will plan for the buy. Currently, we have not made any plans for the buy. And if we don't, and price continue to go down, like I told you, we already have figured it out what is supposed to happen in EW. So now we have the two scenarios exactly also on SMC, right? We have the two scenarios exactly on SMC. SMC is also at the same edge. Okay, SMC, please increase your volumes, or you go out and come in again, right? Yeah, go out and come in again. That's the best way. All right. So that's basically it. Okay, that's basically it. So guys, just keep your eyes open. Once we take out this high, let me make it bigger. Once we take out this high, this very high, okay, once we take this high out, we confirm this swing low. And then that gives us the idea or the assurance to start getting or planning for our buys. Okay, yeah. Let me take you guys into one more thing. Okay, there is no need for that currently. There is no need for that. So guys, it's very interesting, very interesting how we need to position ourselves. We need to position ourselves for the big moves. So there's going to be a very big or huge move like every week, the way we get them, right? Yeah, but how do you position yourselves? Let me give you an example of how, when I say position yourself, some of you, you don't get, or you don't have the clues of trading. You have no clue of trading, right? You're just following. This person is calling buy, this person is calling sell, and you don't know exactly what is actually happening. You need to plan each and every trade. Each and every trade, you need to plan it. So we go through planning of trade, right? We plan all our trades. You need to plan it. You need to go, you need to do certain things. You just don't need to call a trade or enter into a trade. You need to plan it, right? So in this case, this trade that we are looking at currently can be what we call the EPOI sniper, right? It can be this particular trade setup, this one. Okay, yeah, it can be one of them. Okay, and it's going to be bullish, so something like this, EPOI sniper. So once it's something like this, how do you plan it? How do you get into the trade? You need to get into the trade. And that is where a lot of you have problems, because you don't know how to get into the trade. You don't know how to be involved to make profit. And some of you don't have the patience. You don't have the patience to enter and make profit, right? You don't have the patience to enter and make profit. That's the problem. Okay, yeah. Trading. Let me do a little bit of psychology before we even get into the taking of trades. Trading is 99% psychology. 99% psychology, or 90% psychology. Let me put it that way. 90% psychology. You need to have the psychological mind to trade. Okay? You need to have that. Some of you, you don't have that. You can't wait. That's the problem. The biggest problem, or your biggest problem, is that you can't wait. Oh, he's going. Then you just jump into the trade. Then you miss the entire move. Okay? But for you to be able to make good profits, one, you have to take out FOMO, fear of missing out. There is nothing like I'm missing out. No, there is nothing like that. All right? Yeah. Why am I saying so? You plan your trades, you wait patiently, and then you execute. That's what you need to do. Okay? You plan your trade, you wait patiently, and all right? So you wait patiently and execute. You don't do anything. You just wait patiently and execute. That's all. Okay? Good. So that is the first thing. It's very, very important. So let's assume that this is the trade that we wanted to take. This trade is what we wanted to take. And this is why I will draw the structures sometimes ahead of time, or most times ahead of time, before price even gets there. I draw them almost all the time before price even gets there, so that you will be prepared for what is going to happen. Okay, good. Now watch. What will happen? Watch here. Price actually went to the upside nicely, but we want to trade. See where we position? We positioned right here. Even though price was going up, we did not rush into the trade. So we have to position here, and I will show you all the POIs before it actually even happens. All right? I always do that. So all you need to do is to wait. Let price get into it. What happened is that I think that day we did a sell right from here. We did a sell right from here. So when it was coming, this entered into the night, and then it just went up. Okay? So that's basically it. We position. So I keep telling you guys, position yourself. Please, if today is your first time, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell notification so that anytime I come live, you will be notified immediately. Yeah, it's a free thing to do, to share my link to family and friends. I know a lot of you are doing that. When you do that, it actually helps and motivates me to do more. All right, let's continue. So that's basically it. That's basically it. Today I'm going to give you one setup, one trade idea setup. Okay, so let me teach you guys one trade idea setup. All right, what is that one trade idea setup? And you can trade this each and every single time. But first, you need to understand structures. Okay, let's go. So market is going to the upside. Market is moving. Then it does this and start to come down. Two things will play out here. Two things. In fact, let me change the colors. So two things is going to play out here. Okay, two things is going to play out here. All right. The first thing you need to do is to find the balance range. Okay, the balance range. We call it the bull and bear territory. So you need to find your balance range. So let's do this. So let me use lines so that it becomes so clear for some of you to understand. So let's do the balance range. So this one, the swing is confirmed. Control Z. And I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. Perfect. So the swing is confirmed right from the lows, and the swing is also confirmed right from the high. So first of all, you need to find the balance range, okay? They will either call it premium and discount zones, okay? Premium and discount zones, okay? So what are you going to do? You find the balance range. This is it. This is the balance range. So that's the first thing that you need to do. You find the balance range, all right? So we are actually finding the balance range. Okay, good. And this side is going to be the red side, which is the bear, and this side also red. Oh no, this side should be blue instead. Where is the green? Yeah, this side is going to be red. Okay, perfect. So and this side is going to be blue as well. No, red. This side is going to be the blue. Perfect. So this is the bear territory and this is the bull territory. Okay, look at this. Interesting. So this is very simple. This is the basic stuff of trading. Once you do this, you know that you cannot trade within this area. Okay, if market you want to buy in a bullish market, if you want to buy, you cannot buy in this area. Let me change the color for this. I usually like red. So you cannot buy in this area. Okay, you cannot buy in that area. That area is a no-go area. So you cannot buy here. No. You can only buy within this area. Okay, that's the only thing you can do. Let's go and look at it in the charts. So we are going to look at it in the chart. All right. So inside the chart, and if you don't understand the degrees of the structures is also a problem. Okay, the degrees of the structures is very, very important. So we need to understand all of that. So perfect. Let's use this area. I'm going to use this area. So last week when I called this buy, okay, I used that same concept, right? But then we added something differently. Okay, so can you guys see this? So this is it. We have this range and then we have that range. So all of these things that is happening, it's actually coming to the bull territory, the buyer's zone, where buyers will get involved in the price. So if you are here, you are like, oh, let me buy. No, you are not in the buyer's territory. And because of this, it's likely that you would hit stop loss. So I will call a trade right from here, and you'll be like, Doc, how did you figure it out? Yeah, based on the structure and some other things I was able to identify. But what I'm telling you is that every swing has these two things, bull and bear territory, every swing. Okay, we can do all the swings and then you are going to see that. We can do all the swings. Let's do this swing, this small swing. Let's do it and then we are going to see. So price actually started. So you see the swing, that swing. Price actually did the same thing. Let's do this swing, okay, this one. So we are going to do that swing too as well, and you are going to see the same thing happening. So did you see that here? Okay, I should have turned the Fibonacci. All right, so that's what is happening. You can see clearly what is really happening. Clearly, this is the territory. In fact, let me flip the Fibonacci before some people get confused. So you see, this area is for the sellers. So you see, all the sell actually happen within that area. And all the buys happen within the bull area. You can see it's very simple. you need to understand these things. Sellers happen in the sell direction, buyers happen in the buy direction, right? Or in the buy territory. If you have any question, you can ask me in the comment section. If today is your first time, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. All right, and hit that bell notification so that anytime I come live, you will be notified immediately. Please also don't forget to share the links with family and friends. It's actually a free thing, and that also encourages us a lot to do more. Okay, let's get into it. So this is basically it. Every swing you see on the chart has these two things. It has these two things, right? It has the bull territory and it has the bear territory. So for you just knowing bull and bear territory, you have actually discovered or you have figured it out where to trade and where not to trade just by figuring or just by getting to know a bull territory and then a bear territory. I cannot go into degrees. It's actually complicated. Okay? Yeah. So just understand these things. It's very, very important. What is a bull territory? What is a bear territory? Okay? Bull territory, bear territory. And once you start to understand this bull territory and bear territory, you will increase your win rate. Because anytime you see any kind of trade, the first thing you need to check is if you are in a bull territory or you are in a bear territory. And if you want to buy and you are in a bear territory, it means that you are in the wrong side. And it's likely that you're going to hit stop loss. But if you want to trade in a buy direction and price is already in the buy territory, then that is good for you. It means that you can buy and you will be on the money. Even when you are in drawdown, it's not going to be that huge. All right? Unlike you are in the bear territory. Let's understand these things. It's very, very important. Very, very important. Okay? Very, very important. All right, guys. Any other stuff that we need to cover? Okay. So that's basically it. Currently, this is the structure we are in. We are in a black degree or the black structure. In this structure, this is what is going to happen inside the structure. In this structure, okay, this is what is going to happen. So if I want to sell inside this structure, there are two areas I can do my sell. The first area is here. This is the first area. And we've already been mitigated. So it means that the candle that mitigated it is what we will be focusing on. So if I want to sell, my first area for the sell will be here. That's the first thing. This is the most reliable area to sell, the first one. Okay. Second area that I can sell, I just showed you. Second area that I can sell is probably anywhere above this high inside this blue territory. So that is going to be this guy. But usually, when the two levels are actually at almost the same area, I would use the most reliable one. So this is the only area that if I want to sell, I can sell. In fact, I did that again. I did that mistake again. Let me do it properly. So if I want to sell, and this should be in a sell, bearish EPY, visibility is 5. Okay. Perfect. So if I really want to sell, this is the area that I can actually make the trade. Okay, this is the area that I can make the trade. This is the only area. If this area fails, then I have to plan my buy. Right? So as at this point, if I want to make any kind of sell today, that is our area. I'm just giving you the trade. I've given you the trade. Okay? That is our area. So price gets into this area, and usually I will position around here in the middle of it. Okay, that is where I will position. I will position in the middle. Stop loss will be probably one candle, because the one candle is way apart, one candle. And now I would have to do the Fibonacci targeting. I've shown you that so many times. All right, guys. So that is that. Today we have this potential sell trade cooking, and we also have some potential buy trades cooking. Okay, whichever direction market is going to go, we would figure it out, and then we'll plan our entry. All right, guys, if today is your first time, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, right? And hit that bell notification. So anytime I come live, you will be notified immediately. Let's talk about the challenge. Let's talk about the challenge. So I'm actually going to talk about the challenge right now. Today, in a challenge, we are just to make $32. We are to make $32. For some time now, I was a little busy, so I didn't call so much trade. But today we are making $32, and we are way behind in the schedule. We are way behind. Account should be at $300 and something, but we still at $219, I guess. Yeah. So we are still behind, right? But there's no cause for alarm. We can do that. And if you want to join the challenge, the door is open for everybody to join. You can join the challenge. You can join the challenge anytime. Okay, you can join the challenge, and it's going to be another big, massive profits coming our way. All right, guys. At this point, I would like to draw the meeting or the session to a close. So I would say my name is Dr. Mola, and it's a bye for now. See you in the next one.